Okay, welcome to day one of painting of the trailer. Finally got some good weather for painting. It's been chilly here. We're near the end of April here near Toronto, up in Canada, so it's not super warm yet. But today's pretty nice. Going to be up around 12 or 13 Celsius, or whatever that is, in the 60s, I guess. Enough to paint, and it's going to be like that all day. And it's mid-morning, so I'm hoping to get a coat on in the next hour or so on the one side, and then give it a good 5 or 6 or 7 hours of warm weather to dry. So I'll flip the camera around and show you what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some leftover 333, which is basically paint thinner, really strong paint thinner. I'm going to use that to give the trailer a wipe down. I've already sanded it, and now I'm going to do some cleaning. So let me flip the camera around. So here are all the spots all sanded up and ready to go, pretty clean, blowing off. Now I'm going to give it the wipe down. I am going to hook it up to the car, and I'm going to take the trailer stand off and leave it off while I paint. And I've got a jack stand as well, but I'm put it on the trailer to be safe. Take this off and get it painted, and then put that back on. I'm going to have to put it back on early, but and it'll probably mark the paint, but it's the best I can do. Otherwise, it's going to be just too hard to paint around it. Here and around these bolts, which obviously I can't take off because the boat is on the trailer, I'm going to try to tape these off. I'm going to try to mask these off here and here, and I'm only going to paint up to here. I'm not going to do this part of the jack stand because there's just too much to get around. I think I'm going to wait until, and it's not that rusty. So plus I can't really get in there to sand. So I'm just going to do up to here. And for now, I'm painting white, so it doesn't really matter. And I'll do this later in the summer when I can get the boat off the trailer, and I can get right in there. So I'm just doing down this one side. I've sanded all the way down to the end, and I'm going to, that's what I'm hoping to get done today. So from all here back, all the way to the front and around the coupler. I'm leaving the coupler on. I'm just going to mask that off, and I'm going to try to mask this sticker off and this reflector because I want to keep them. And I'm going to try to paint around everything else. So the other reason I'm putting it on the truck is because I want to take that stand out to paint. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the camera set up, and I'm going to just kind of time lapse you through the cleaning part, and then when I start painting, after I get it masked up, I'll come back and show you that as well. Okay, so I'm not going to show you every last bit of this because it's going to be kind of boring, but I did want to just show you the wiping down part, which is not a big deal, but you basically take from what I understand anyway, you take a relatively clean rag, the cleaner the better. You get some thinner on there, and you basically wipe. And you want to keep changing sides a fair bit, or changing this stuff is so bad smelling. But you don't want to go over and over and over the same spot on your rag over and over, because that's where the dirt is. But this really does get, really does a good cleaning, and then it evaporates quickly. So it's good that way. And then you've got a nice cool spot. Oh, here comes my better half. Okay, so as you can see, normally if you were painting this properly, you would take all this apart. I can't do that because I don't have the boat off the trailer. So I have to paint around everything. So I've masked everything up as best I can. I was going to take the trailer stand off originally, but now I have to go somewhere with the car soon. So it occurred to me that I can't leave it connected to the car. So I've got everything masked off, and the spots that I don't do perfectly, like down here, obviously I won't be able to paint behind there. And I'm sure my masking is not perfect. There'll be some spots that need touch up which I can live with, because later in the summer, I think I've mentioned in some other clips, I am going to do all the touch-up when I have the boat off the trailer. So this is not perfect, but I have a feeling it might turn out okay. Anyway, I'm hoping. So I'm gonna bust out the paint here in a second. That's the Tremclad. Let's get it in English. Tremclad rust paint. So this is semi-gloss white and oil-based primer paint all together. I'm using just a regular brush, and I've got a mohair roller, not because I think that's the best thing, but I know these are good with oil because I've used them with oil and I had them, so I'm going to use that. So I'm going to brush where I can't reach with the roller, which is a lot of in here. And remember, I'm only doing up to here. I'm not doing this part of the hitch stand until I have the boat off the trailer, because there's just too much to go around. So I'm gonna not do that. So just up to here, and all around here, both sides. And I'm gonna do down to here today, and that's all down in here, and then down, sorry to make you seasick, down this whole side. That's how much I've got prepped. It's a lot of prep, man. This I probably have 3 or 4 hours into just prepping this one side, and the painting should take, like, I'm guessing, a half an hour. So I'm going to flip it back around, and you guys can watch me paint in time lapse. Here's the moment of truth. Here we go. Okay, end of painting day 1, which will not be the last. So I didn't record a lot of the painting, but because it was just me painting and rolling. I can tell you, I'm gonna do a little bit of a close-up of how it came out. It came out pretty good. It's not dry. It won't be dry for, till tomorrow. It's not that warm out, so I'll let you see how it turned out. Hold on a sec. Okay. So, like I said, I did up to here. You can see where I didn't do. So from here down, I did, and you can see where I taped, masked off the bolts. I didn't get that perfect, but I don't really care. I just didn't want to paint those bolts white. Like I said, I think I'm going to change those bolts at some point. Also, these U bolts, you can see I got a little bit of paint on the inside there, but again, not bad. Like I said, I ended up leaving the jack stand on, and I did okay. There's a little bit of a run right there. I'm gonna have to fix that. And I taped around the decal, the reflector, and I also put that the little grommet there back in where the wiring comes out, and also around the coupler. I taped around there, so it all came out pretty good. Where it was really bad, if you'll remember, was right here, and that came out really, really well. So I think I'll probably put some more paint on that next time I'm painting the other side, because I still, just to give you a little before and after. This is kind of what it looks like before. There's like those rust marks and all those little spots like that, and then from basically the running light forward is where I painted on this side as well. So it is a long way from professional spray paint job, but from, you know, standing back and looking at it, I say once I get the decals back on, it looks really good. I didn't paint the cross beams yet either. I'm probably going to wait until I have the boat off to do that, because lying underneath the boat is not that much fun. So there you are, end of the first painting day. That was the hardest day because I had to do all that around the jack stand and around the winch stand and all that. So the other, you know, all I have left now really to do is just the other side, just running down to the back. And the other spot I did not do is in there behind the fender. I don't know if I can get there. Yeah, you can see there. I did not do that. So I did up until basically the U-bolt, and then I didn't do because it was just too tight to get in there with the brush. And the good news is the white that I put on is almost the same as the white that's there. So that's fine until I get the boat off. I'll paint that section when I have the boat off. And there's the back where the light has to go back in once it dries, and there's a good before after. There's the before, all rusty and nasty, and the after, all fresh and not nasty. So I think all in all, I think this is successful. So I'll check back with you when I start the other side.